Hello, Selwyn here, and today I want to discuss something that admittedly I'm a little late to. It's the story about Donald Trump and the Mexican heritage judge. This was huge in the media about a week and a half ago. You probably heard about it. Trump has this lawsuit against him having to do with Trump University, and right now it's being adjudicated by a man of Mexican heritage. His name is Gonzalo Curiel. Well, there was controversy because Trump alleged that this man was incapable of being impartial. And a lot of people said, well, he must be implying that that's because of his heritage and his heritage only, and that's racist. First, let's define our terms. Mexican is not a race, it's a nationality. Hispanic is not a race, it's an ethnicity. It's important to understand what we're talking about. Having said that, let's go to the obvious, some things that other people have addressed. This man is not just a judge of Mexican heritage, he was born in Indiana, but he's also a member of a lawyers association having to do with La Raza in California. Now, for the uninitiated, La Raza means the race in Spanish. La Raza is a bigoted organization, and in fact, the man who founded this lawyers association, this La Raza Lawyers Association in California, bragged years ago that California was going to become a Hispanic state, and if whites didn't like it, they should move back to Europe. Okay, that's the person who founded this organization. Now, why does this matter? Well, I've heard some good things about Judge Curiel, and who knows, maybe he just joined this organization out of convenience. But the bottom line is that if you're going to join an organization like that, it's going to cast suspicion upon you. You know that, and I know that. And look at it this way. Let's say you had a black defendant in a court case, and it came out that the white judge adjudicating the matter was a member of the KKK. And let's say that black defendant said, I don't think I can get a fair shake from this guy. He's a member of the KKK. Would anyone be calling that black defendant racist for making that point? Or would they say, he probably has a very good point? But that's the obvious. Let's move on now to something that to me is far more important, and that's addressing this whole matter in principle, which I haven't seen done too much. Now, the fact is that there are correlations and associations having to do with race and ethnicity, and everyone in his honest moments, even people on the left, acknowledge this. For instance, for how many years now have we heard that blacks are incarcerated to an inordinate degree and can't get a fair shake supposedly in the criminal justice system because most of the judges are white and most of the juries are white. And there's just this bias against them. The left has been saying that for decades. But now when the same point is made on the other side, all of a sudden it's commentary that's supposed to be out of bounds. But we know that these associations exist. For instance, this is a very, very simple way of putting it, but if you're looking for anti-black prejudice, you don't look among blacks, do you? You're not going to find much of it there. You look among non-blacks. If you're looking for anti-white prejudice, well, actually, unfortunately, because of political correctness, there's some of it among whites now, but mainly you look apart from whites. You don't look at whites because these associations exist. Now, this doesn't mean that if a person is of Mexican heritage, he definitely cannot adjudicate Trump's case fairly. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that the probability is greater that he won't be able to than it would be perhaps with some other groups. That's simply common sense. And I'll put it to you this way. Let's say that you had Trump's views with respect to immigration and securing the southern border, and everyone knew it. And you were pondering going into a Mexican restaurant to eat. And you knew that the maitre d' and the cook and all the waitstaff knew of your views. Let me ask you a question. Would you go into that restaurant to eat? Now, they might very well do their jobs dutifully. We don't know. But we also know there is the distinct possibility that one or a few of them might not like you too much. They might even contaminate your food. These things can happen. I remember when Jesse Jackson, the so-called civil rights activist, admitted years ago that when he worked at a restaurant, he spit in the food of white people. So these things do happen. This is just common sense. If racial bias weren't a reality, La Raza wouldn't exist. This is Selwyn. God bless and have a great day.